Health and safety in the Nigerian construction sector over the years have been an issue to reckon with due to the several reports of occurrence of accidents during construction and collapse of buildings due to faulty processes. Some firms and residential buildings hardly comply with health and safety plans during construction. Going by global standards, it is expected that every public or private building facility should have a standard exit point, fire extinguisher, amongst other safety facilities and measures put in place.
In the network studio of NTA Port Harcourt, we have an exit door here for emergency. You can't see it ordinarily until you are informed that there is exit door. It's necessary in case of fire or emergency.
Each and every home is supposed to have this, at least a fire extinguisher, at least one. And not just having it, but you have to be checking it monthly. Even if you need to employ somebody, a safety officer, to be doing a thorough check on that every month for you.
In Rivers State, findings revealed that some site workers lack the required skills and training needed to perform construction work. The practice of not providing the basic safety materials and facilities calls for concern.
The cement we use, the rod we use, even the engineer also compromise. The engineer that's supposed to even ensure that all of those standards and those standards must be followed compromises. The owner of the building also compromise. For example, the engineer might say for the parapet, or let's say for the floor decking, the owner of the house, you must provide from the engineering drawing, you must provide 60 mm. The man who has the building will say, is it your building? What I can provide is 40 mm. You have compromised. We know the standard, but they are not being followed. We know that they are supposed to be professional bodies that are supposed to ensure that these standards are followed. But somehow, they are not also coming out to do their duty or their job as statutorily empowered by government, by law, enacting those professional bodies. For example, you have Nigerian Society of Engineers, you have Koren, you have NATI, you have Craftsmen Association. They have been assigned to do or carry out their professional assignment. But the country that we are today, one or two or three bodies at the end of the day cut corners. And you see that at the end of the day, standards are not being met. Let's say a building is supposed to last for like 50 years. At the end of the day, it's, maybe it doesn't last for 2-3 years and it comes down.
If you use a substandard material, you will have a collapse building later after. It won't be that time. When you do something, does not happen that time. It happens later after. In the future, it comes. The disasters come. Something like this, breaking off, falling down, and you see the blocks broken.
It is expected and highly recommended that construction companies, safety officials, the government, the private sector, and stakeholders at large should adhere to regulations and innovations in order to improve the efficiency of the construction and health sector in line with world best practices.